What's up, everybody? This is Ashlyn Cole from your favorite morning show, Shop Talk, and you are listening to Freedom Radio.
Come on and get your freedom on. Come on and get your freedom on. This is the day that the Lord has made. It's a good day to get your freedom on.
Hi, I'm Lawrence Matthews, and you're listening to freedomradio.com.
Chip off the block. You gotta say to yourself, hey, you can make it. No matter what comes your way, hey, you can make it. Keep your head up to the sky, hey, you can make it. Can't lose what got on your side, hey, you can make it. You've been going through a storm, and you feel like you can take no more. Wanna give up, you can't go on. Faith is weak, all hope is gone. Well, I'm here to encourage you. Don't stop, you just go through. Tests and trials come to make you strong. You'll bring it on, it won't be long. So you say to yourself, hey, you can make it. I know you can. Comes your way, hey, you can make it. It really doesn't matter. Keep your head up to the sky, hey, you can make it. Can't lose what got on your side, hey, you can make it. Speak over your life. Say to yourself, hey, you can make it. Sometimes you gotta encourage yourself. Comes your way, hey, you can make it. You can make it. To the sky, hey, you can make it. Can't lose what got on your side, hey, you can make it. It's really not that hard. Your victory's not far. No burden is too small. My God can handle it all. He knows how much you can bear. So you can make it 'cause he's always there. So hold on, my brother, you can make it so. Be strong. My sister, you can take it, yeah. Hold on. Everything's gonna be alright. Be strong. I know if you just hold on. Hold on. Ooh, yeah. Be strong. In the power of his might. Hold on. Hold on to God's unchanging hand. Be strong. He won't give you more than you can bear. Hold on. 'Cause he knows and he cares. Be strong. Everything's gonna work out fine. Hold on. Everything is gonna be alright. Be strong. Just hold on to your faith. Hold on. Hold on and don't let go. Be strong.
What is going on, y'all? It is your man. Yes, it's D-Toe. What up, y'all? I'm in the virtual building here in Freedom Radio Studio A. It's about to go DOWN down. I'm back from a day off last week. I'm back here to make things happen. I am super excited. But before I get into all of this excitement, all the things that I got going on, let me start out like I'm supposed to. Welcome, everyone, to Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show, right here on everyone's favorite network. We want to welcome everyone who is watching, whether you're watching us on Facebook, on the Freedom Radio, or today I've even added the Shop Talk page. Silly me for not doing it all this time. But whether you're watching us on the Freedom Radio or Shop Talk page on Facebook, we want to welcome you. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's all good. We want to welcome you as well. Also, we want to welcome the people who are listening to us audibly on freedomradio.com or the Freedom Radio app. It is all good. I am super excited. And if you don't know by now you know. You're tuned in to Shop Talk because it said so, literally right there. Super excited to have you hanging out with us now. Before I bring up co-hosts, because I do have some, before I do any of those type of great things, you know what you got to do. You got to do me a favor. You got to get on the phone, call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Social Cam, Periscope, Marco Polo, but do whatever you got to do. You know what? Let me go old school. You might need to get you 2 cans and a string and holler at somebody. You might need to blow your horn, doot, doot. You might even need to roll down your window and ah! But tell your mama them, Ray Ray, Shay Shay, Day Day, Delicious them, Nut Nut them, Pojo them, let them all know that we are live right here on your favorite network, your favorite show, doing what we do week in and week out. For those of you who haven't seen or talked to as of yet, Happy New Year. It is all to the good. My name is Demetrius Tollfree. It literally says so right there. And you know you can always hit me up on social media. That's on Facebook. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter. That's on LinkedIn. That's on Clubhouse if you use it, all with the same handle at D-Tollfree. Somebody told me a few years ago that everything should be the same so everybody can find me in all one way. So I've done that. As a matter of fact, if you are one of those people who are, new into digital currency and you're trying to figure out if you can send somebody some money, listen, don't you worry. You can depend on your guy D-Toll. You can hit me up on Venmo at D-Tollfree or Cash App $ D-Tollfree. If you just need to test us, you can send somebody $1,000 or no. I'm your man. Send it over to me. I'll let you know if I got it. And if you need it back, it's all good. You know how we do. If you need it back, I'm from East Oakland. We make things happen. I will make sure that you get it back in $100 increments, and we will make it happen like that. All right, y'all, I got a couple of shout outs. Let me give some shout outs to some people who are hanging out with us. Want to give an early shout out to homie Cambria Mayfield, who was on before anybody else. She's hanging out with us on YouTube. What is going on? Shout out to the homie Lady AJ Nears, the new homie. She is hanging out with us today as well. We also got my young homie out in the Bay Area of California. I believe Hayward is the city. Kirsten Williams. Kirsten, Happy New Year to you. Glad to have you hanging out with us. Diamond Fee, the young homie. What's going on, Diamond Fee? Glad to have you hanging out as well. Out in Fresno. Yes, I did say Fresno of California. Leah Marie, the incredible singer extraordinaire. She's hanging out with us. My neighbor, as well as a constituent from my church. By God. Gay Harris in the building. What's going on, Gay? Azizi Lard hanging out with us. She said, not the toot. Yeah, do what you got to do. Azizi, I did see your photo of the AirPods case. So you're the second person to have that. Only you and Lucinda Marie have that case. So I'm glad to see that you have it. I'm glad that you are enjoying it. I got to get one for myself. Anyway, Tracy J. Wilson also in the virtual building. What is going on? Glad to have you hanging out with us. Y'all keep things going on in the chat because I want to be able to shout you out as the show keeps going. All right, y'all. You know what I got to do now. I got to get ready to bring up my first co-host. And I haven't used this vernacular, haven't used this language, haven't used this lingo in quite a while because it's been a minute since we've been able to go out to, Elsa Bronte, I think. I don't know. Elsa Bronte of California, wherever it is she might be, she is hanging out with us. We want to give her a big welcome back and a shout out to my homegirl and yours. I don't have any nicknames for her, none that might not be offensive, so I just hush up. Let's bring up my homegirl and yours back in the building, Ashlyn Tara Cole. Ashlyn, hey.
What's going on, good people? What is happening? It's your girl, Ashlyn Cole. I am in the virtual building. I'm in El Sobrante, California, NorCal in the building. I was trying to find a little applause or something, but I couldn't find any applause. But I'll just, it's always in my head. I have applause in my head. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. The anticlimactic. Yes.
Yeah.
One applause.
Yeah.
I just realized it has been weeks. Weeks since I've been on here. So super excited to be back. I'm in my scrubs. My Ashlyn Cole hoodie is not my scrubs, but this is my comfort clothes because I'm just freshly home from work. We can talk more about that later because I don't think people really are on the up and up on what I've been doing with my time and where I've been just MIA. So good to see you, Dito. You looking good. I told him when I first saw him, when I got on here tonight, I said he's got a few more gray hairs. He has a few more gray hairs than the last time that I saw him. And I think probably up under here is more gray hairs too, somewhere in here as well.
It's all good. Keep on living. I am glad to see you in the place. And tonight is going to be absolutely amazing. Want to give a shout out. I see Lady AJ is welcoming you back. She's saying, hey, Ashlyn, welcome back. Of course, Tracy J. Wilson also saying, what up, though? Welcome back. As well as Diamond Feet also chiming in as well to say, welcome back. Anyway, it is all to the good. Glad to have you hanging out with us. Yes, we will find out what has been going on in Ashland land before the show has ended. But let's keep things going. Let's bring up our next co-host. Let's retch out. I did say retch. I got to figure out how to spell that. But anyway, R-E-T-C-H, maybe? All right, retch. Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, let's retch out to the ATL, my guy who is, bi-coastal or whatever. He lives in multiple cities. I think he's still in the ATL. That's where he's been residing lately. He's been making things happen. Let's bring up my guy and yours. I'm sure you'll be happy to see him, Ashlyn. The dude, the Hallelujah morning man himself, Emetrius Hunter in the virtual building. Emetrius, man, what is going on? Hallelujah evening?
Yes, it is a hallelujah evening, everybody. Hello.
We asked you to give you a hand clap.
I was like thinking, is this I'm like, wait a minute now. I just paid good money to try to upgrade for this next season. Hello, hallelujah evening, everybody. Hello, I am here. I have my little setting background. I tried to do a little something fancy. Last week, we all tried to go green screen, and that was a complete green mess. So, yeah, I'm here. I'm so glad to be here. I'm glad to be alive. I'm just happy. In less than, what is this? About 3 hours or 2 hours and 45 minutes, I will be celebrating another trip around the world. So I am truly excited to be here tonight.
You get back to tomorrow?
Ashlyn has been gone too long. See, this is what happened when Ashlyn's gone too long. She comes back with all type of gimmicks and sounds. She's just had too much time. I don't know what's next.
It's hilarious. It is hilarious. So your birthday's tomorrow?
Yes, January 13th is my birthday, and I'm truly, truly excited just to be alive.
Okay.
It's been actually an emotional week for me. Facebook memories will tear you up sometime if you sit there and go through them. Just a few days ago was the time around this same time I was diagnosed with cancer. It's been 5 years now, and I'm still here. And the thing about that is, a lot when I was diagnosed with cancer people begin to find out. So many people, even those that you feel were your friends and stuff, began to kill you off. They begin to plan your funeral and start to talk. I've had people to call me and say, "Oh my God, I heard you were passed, or you was in the hospital and you weren't doing well." What?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
People will do it
People
every
will,
time, man.
yeah. The funny thing about it is, and people didn't understand my post. And I wasn't trying to be, negative to anyone, but it just hit me this morning when I thought about it. I've just been in a different place. It just hit me, and I said, "Wow, I have watched people die that killed me off."
Wow. That part right there. Listen, that'll mess somebody up. The mere fact that people tried to kill you off, but yet and still before the story was ended, not only did they watch you have a major comeback, you got a chance. You even saw them in their demise. Wow.
Mm.
Whew, that is huge, man. That's eye opening.
Man, I just thank God I'm in such a great place, and just finally was able to tap into a church home that I felt, where I felt, God, that's where God wanted me to go and grow.
Yeah,
So many times, you have to be mindful. Everyone, they say you got to get a covering, get under a covering, but you have to first cover yourself and be obedient to hear from God. Is this where God wants you to be? Is this the leader that God has for you to cover you? Because everybody is not gonna cover you the way you need to be covered, and you
to
got
be
to
fair.
seek God for that. And the thing about it is, I was so against really going to this church. I'm like, this is a big old mega church. I just kept getting this pull over there, and I was going, and certain people was meeting people, and people come to pick me up to take me to church and different things. And I'm just like, I don't know. This is a mega church. I don't want to be that member that's named on the roll, and y'all don't even know who I am, and things like that. And it's just really been mind blowing. They, the way they reach out and they connect with you and make you involved, and they reached directly out to me, invited me. They're having game day at the Hawks game on Monday, MLK. So it's, shout out to Dream Center. I'm so happy to be a part of the family, and y'all have really, really, really blown my mind. I never thought that little old me would stick out in that mass of people.
That's good
So
stuff,
truly,
man.
God is good.
When you have the right stuff in you, man, the right stuff attracts the right people. How about that?
Mm.
The right stuff,
Amen.
the right people. So that's good, man. I'm glad that you found a church home. I'm glad that you're in a place where you feel comfortable, where you can lift up your hands without wrath or doubt and be able to receive a word, man. I think that is awesome and
Yes.
amazing. So shout out to your pastor, the incredible Bishop William Murphy, man. And again, Tree Center is a wonderful, wonderful place, man. Glad to have you hanging out with us. Listen, not only do we have Ashlyn out in El Sobrante, not only do we have Demetrius hanging out with us in at the ATL, let's go out to this other city in the Bay Area called Hercules, California, and let's bring up my guy who I'm still waiting to get these beads from. I'm still waiting to get these beads from. And I know he's gonna, what he's gonna tell me, man, I got you. I'm working on them. I know it's all to the good. I
Hold
am
on.
not mad.
Hold on, Detail. First, he's gonna have him set up, and he's gonna be making them while he's telling you that.
He's gonna be making it, and then I'm gonna say, are those mine? Then he's gonna show me this whole rack of stuff. He's like, yeah, I got you. Okay. It's all good. Let's bring up my friend, entrepreneur, as well as singer extraordinaire, co-host of not only Shop Talk, but of course, Better Together. Remember that, Ashton? Remember that? Let's bring up my guy, Ja'Cory Prothro. Ja'Cory, man, what is
Come on down. I'm outdone. I'm not making bracelets today, but me and you just need to book up an appointment. I told you, we'll do yours on the spot.
Well, we can make that happen, man. I have no problems doing that, man. I'm always sticking my feet up under somebody's table with a fork and knife in my hand, so we can make that happen when
you let me know. I'm open. I'm open.
First of all, why does Ja'Cory have like everybody and their mama, their grandmama blanket on the back of the chair? I don't know about y'all, but every old person in my family had one of these blankets. Every single one. And it was either over a chair, it was in the kitchen, it was on the foot of a bed. Somebody would take it and use it as a rug. Once the rug got a hole in it and you had to throw out the rug, that was the blanket that was going to end up being double as a rug.
It's so warm. I couldn't, I tried the green screen thing, and the Spirit of the Lord said, stop waiting to the last minute. So on next, look at your neighbor and say, next week,
Yeah.
I'm going to be ready. I'm going to have a new couch, a new TV. And
I don't know where you are, Ja'Cory, but it looks amazing. Where are you? An undisclosed location. Okay.
In the corner, of the room.
Into corner.
With the Apple computer in the
back.
I
figured I at least try to make it look like I had some money over here because it's on the way.
I mean,
Hallelujah.
I'm not mad at you, man. Well, I'm glad to have you hanging out with us. Yeah, we can. I'm actually off tomorrow. I don't know if you have any free time tomorrow, but listen, let's see if we can make that happen. You know, maybe we can have some lunch or something. You pick the city and or the restaurant, and we can just turn it into your new workshop while we dine sufficiently. Sorry, Ash, I know you have to work, but anyway.
Yeah, because I don't know her. I don't even know who she is.
You know what? You see me every Sunday. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm going to ask y'all about that in a minute. But you know what? Let's bring up our last co-host. And shout out to Delasia Campbell. I do see you, Delasia, in the chat, letting us know that that she is doing much better, that she has 3 more weeks to go. I think it was either last week or the week before that when she mentioned that she was going to have, she was going on the knife on the surgery. She did hit me up to let me know that all is well, and we are glad to have her hanging out. Let me give a shout out to my guy out in Sacramento, California, Ray Kemp. Ray, what is up, bro? Hey, man, we got to get together sooner than later. Ray used to be my barber when I lived up in Elk Grove many, many years ago. It's been 14 years since I lived in Elk Grove. But Ray was my barber.
Yes, sir.
He yet has hands. The Lord, he's yet raising offering. Understand, doing what he has to do to make things happen. And it is all good. Ray, we're going to first talk real soon, but we're also going to convert you. I know you kind of saved, but we are going to make you apostolic. This is the year of the apostolic. And I'm going to be praying if I have to come lay hands on you, bring a phone with a box, whatever, we're going to get you transferred, and we're going to get you saved, sanctified, and apostolic.
That's still a deal breaker. It's still on my list of deal breaker things. Like if you say, hey, can I get your number? And let's say that I'm like, okay, it's like, you know, the 13th of never. And I text and it's a green bubble. It's a deal breaker. You might not hear from me.
That is a deal breaker. I agree.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, no. I'm with you.
Is that shallow? Is that shallow?
No. Because when I see green,
I don't respond.
Yeah, it takes me forever to respond. I'm the same way. It takes me forever to respond to a green bubble. And Ray says that he's Android AME. You know what? That's a problem. They don't have no rhythm. They don't have no rhythm in the AME, man, and they still singing up the hymn book. Come over here where the table is spread and the feast of where the feast of the Lord is going on. We will get him together. Let's reach out. Retch, R-E-T-C-H. I think that's how you spell it. Let's reach out to my homegirl out in Charlotte of North Carolina. She was able to sit in the host chair for me last week and did an amazing job. I got a chance to watch y'all. I was cracking up at the show last week. And it was amazing. Jacory just fell off and never came back. It didn't even say bye, nothing. Just was gone. But it's all to the good. Let's bring up our homegirl again. She sat in the host chair, but this week she's hanging out, doing what she does out in Charlotte of North Carolina. My homegirl and yours. She needs no further introduction. Yolanda, Wow Praise Morant. Yolanda. Whoa. Here we go. And yes, it's a new year, and you know we're going to see and end you. Wait a minute. All this time, and you ain't put your microphone together?
Well, she fell.
It's okay. It fell. Happy New Year. What is going on? Yes,
Hi.
you have the screen.
Hi. Oh, you don't have to do that. Like I like to be part of the Hi, how's everybody? Hope everybody's well. Good evening. Hi, it's late here. I mean, I'm a night owl, but it's it's 9:00 here. It's early for them children over there. Yeah, I settled down. I started watching
she's got North Carolina going through it now. She says it's 9:00 here. I ain't never heard you talk.
That means Sisters is on.
Oh, you know what? I just saw a really dope interview. Yeah, I just saw a really dope interview on Instagram. And first, it is shout out to, if they see this, Little Mo and Coco. They were doing a live. Oh, honey, it was good. They were doing a live on Instagram, and I thought it was so cool because Little Mo was so
little.
Yeah, she little, but I've been a fan for many years. People don't know that. Okay, like I really do listen to R&B. Hallelujah, I'm still saving and love the Lord. So, I've always been a fan of little Mo. But what I thought was cool, my point is what I thought was cool. She was so, there was no like, well, I don't really like you. It was really genuine. Like, oh, I'm just so happy for you, Coco, and I've always looked up to you. It was just real, real dope. So they were talking about sisters. Now, listen, please don't shoot me because I do love Tyler Perry. I've never really watched it.
Oh, you better catch up, honey.
I would just always missed it. I'm a love and hip hop girl, and I just kind of something else will be on. Queen Latifah's Equalizer will be on. Well, that's
It's
like
bomb
that show.
diggity.
I like
that
that
don't
show.
count because that's
I
kind
like
of
that
I
show.
can't use that. Equalizer is good, but whatever will be on. So I'm gonna go back. It's gonna take me a long time. Aren't they like in the like there's 7 seasons or something? It's gonna
No,
take
it's,
me a long
it's just
time.
the
What, sisters?
I
yeah.
think it's the
Third. It's actually the
Four.
end of the third. This or
third
beginning
or
of the
fourth.
fourth.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know that's gonna be my boss at some time. Tyler, where are you? Yeah, he's going to be my boss,
now.
and I'm gonna speak it till it happens.
I ain't mad at you, man. Wait, hold on, wait a minute. Ashley, what? Ashley says she's never seen Sisters.
I've never seen that,
You know what? Do I need to pull
but
it up?
I want to see it.
It's good. It's
I
really
heard
good.
that's what made me want to watch when I heard.
Well, why
Lil
you
Wayne
take
talking about it.
like a dramatic pause when I say I haven't seen it, and Yolanda just said she hadn't seen it, but I get the dramatic pause. What's going on with that?
You know, but it's a lot of stuff that is popular
There's a lot of stuff you haven't
that,
seen.
that you've never seen. It took it. We had to sit here and have a show about you not seeing Coming to America.
We are not bringing up the whole Coming to America thing because I have seen it. I had seen it. I just
Have you seen
hadn't
two?
sat down and seen it in one showing. I had seen it in
Mm.
parts. Okay,
Praise the Lord.
Oh,
like
so
a
we thought you
chicken.
had not seen it at all.
You know, you don't eat a whole chicken. You eat parts of the chicken, right?
Mm.
One part at a time.
Mm.
So I have a whole life. Okay. I'm sorry. I do not sit and watch TV. If I sit and watch TV, it is selective. It is very intentional television. I never just sit on the TV. And first of all, I don't have cable. So I don't sit and just channel surf. I don't even know how people in 2022 have time to channel surf and just sit on the couch and just click, click, click. I used to do that in my youth, but I don't have that youth anymore. I don't have that youth pass anymore. I have a whole adult pass. And so I just don't even have time. Sisters,
So what you
I have to look at it.
Yeah, I watch TV and am I telling myself? That doesn't mean call me. Wait. I watch TV and work, but I'm watching Disney. Please, amen.
Keep your space.
Please, I want to watch because I'm getting ready to watch Eternals. Amen. So just watch. No, but I haven't seen it. I heard it's incredible though. I
It
heard
is.
it's really, really amazing. So Tyler, we love
Thank
you.
you. And you know what? Leah Maria's never seen Sisters either.
Yeah,
What
she's
you have
never
to
seen
say
it
about
either.
that, Dito?
Yeah, we're going to have, we're going to have like a watch party or something because, you can now do that kind of stuff with iPhones, with FaceTime. Did y'all know that y'all could do that now? Oh, I'm sorry, Ray. Sorry, Ray. But yeah, you can do that now with FaceTime, and we can have up to 30 people or 32 people at one time, and we can all watch a movie simultaneously with no delay. We all see it at the same exact time. Did you guys know that? Mm.
Well,
Fun.
We can make that happen. So we have to have a watch party or a Freedom Radio get together via FaceTime. That way we're socially distant.
Yeah, Freedom FaceTime.
yeah, because I just look at it. You want to have balance. You want people to listen to your music. You also want to have balance in shows. You want to help their ratings, just like you want your CD rank to go up. So
I can help
I'm
you.
on.
I agree with that.
But here's the thing. Here's the twist to that, though, and I totally get with support. But some of it is just bad acting. I'm sorry, like the Oval, bad acting.
I like the Oval.
I like the
What is
Oval.
wrong with you?
Ruthless,
What is wrong with you?
bad
So you gonna
acting, but I
you gonna
love it.
talk
It's
about me.
entertaining.
You're gonna talk
maybe
about
it's
me when I get
okay.
on the show.
I love
No,
It'll
Oval.
take
even
me
the
some
sisters,
time.
sisters when she's in the airport, that just looks so generic. It's just it's just so
It may be
I don't
bad.
know.
Crazy. in terms
It's
of what you-
bad.
it might
It's
be
just
bad
bad.
background. But the show is good. I like the show. Now hold on, y'all. Now y'all have to realize anything Tyler Perry is going to have a few things that every show has. There's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of them, a lot of the actors saying, "I know." That's typical Tyler Perry. There's going to be a lot of okays. Okay. I know. There's a lot of that in Tyler Perry's, and there's a lot of one line responses that happen over and over and over again. And I mean, I like Sisters. I do. I'm when we get through today, because I've already pre-recorded it. When we get done, I'm going to watch Sisters. It's going to be a family event.
And I think his favorite color is blue because I see a lot of blue. But praise the Lord.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm
Mm.
not mad. And here comes Diamond Feet talking about, is Hayden dead though? I mean, come on, Diamond Feet. You know what? It's all
Yes, he's
good.
dead. He's
Leah
dead.
Marie chimes in talking about the bad acting and bad wigs. Well, I will say this: they have
Come on,
changed.
Leah.
They've come up.
They've changed up. They have some different makeup people. You can always tell when they got a new makeup person. They have someone else that's doing the hair. So this season, I think, might be better, even aesthetically, for all of us with sisters. I like sisters.
Mm.
Well,
They
no,
all,
their looks are never bad. Their looks are never bad. Jason beats their face to a chord. There's no lie. I know they're makeup artists, but at the end of the day, like when it comes to this, like sometimes when I watch his shows, I think I'm almost watching a stage play being transformed
Oh yeah.
into a series,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of gives me like they can't seem to grab it into that full, like if I'm watching Blackish or something like that. Like it just doesn't give me. I don't know. It's still just remind me I'm kind of in a stage play setting watching it on a series on a TV show.
Well,
and that,
I think it can be a little two thoughts. I think number one, maybe it is a little like when you watch the Oval, I'll be like, let me take a break. Give me 5 minutes. Okay, let's go back. Cause it is kind of overkill a little sometimes. You know, it's just a little overkill. I do agree with that. Another thought is a friend had said something to me once. How do I say it correctly? He said sometimes when you're the first person to do something and it becomes bigger than you make a lot of errors along the way. Right. So I think the other part is why I don't think any of us are down on Tyler at all. I do think you make a lot of errors along the way, and I don't disagree. Then when you're watching some of his shows, it does feel a bit play-ish. If you know the play world, like if you watch a lot of the plays, you do kind of feel like, and I think as you grow in your intelligence, something shifts for you as you're watching television.
If I may, I'm going to jump in because I actually disagree. If I watch a Spike Lee film, now Spike Lee is OG. He's been doing this for all the years, but he has never changed his style, right? And his style is just a little left of the norm. It's not going to be the big Paramount productions that we see. It's not, you're not going to get Marvel or Disney or that kind of feel from a Spike Lee. And Spike Lee has the money and the resources to make it all shiny and polished and all that stuff. But he has a very clear style that he does his movies. That's his signature. And I feel like Tyler Perry came from the stage world, and that's his signature. And so instead of listening to the masses saying, oh, you should make it more polished, or you should, you do the whatever, he has stuck true to his style. Me personally, I applaud him for that. And secondly, or maybe this is thirdly, during the pandemic, Tyler has basically put his whole staff in quarantine. Like he shut down the Tyler Perry Studios. And, I'm sure during this, in between from then to now, people have had in and out privileges because we've sort of gone, up and down with the pandemic. But when the pandemic hit, instead of stopping production, he actually created everyone could just stay on campus. He turned some of those, the offices into rooms, and people were able to camp out on the studio. And so I think for what he's done, he's never stopped working. He's never stopped putting out product. And so I think in a pandemic, amen, Tyler Perry, I think that he's done a fantastic job, and even done some cameo appearances and other things. So he's definitely not stopped working, and he's also kept people working.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt to that. Well, just aside, but if we have an honest conversation, that doesn't mean you can't grow. There's no doubt. I think Tyler Perry is a G. All day. I mean, yeah, I know that was a little, hood of me, but I think he is a G. I think he is the GOAT. This man had started from living in his car to doing a play that wasn't working and doing it over and over and over and over continuously several times, and no one was coming, right? And then he moved from that, and then, you fast forward, he's done his movies. Oh my God. When Janet Jackson blew up the car, listen, Tyler Perry is a GOAT. His studio is bigger than all the studios put together. And I do think it's truth. His studio is bigger than Warner Brothers, all those studios put together. But I do think a lot of times as creatives, it's like Erykah Badu says, I'm sensitive about my. So I think sometimes we don't want people. It's like if you say, Yolanda, I mean, your graphic, I'd be like, oh. But the truth is, I need to grow.
That's a word.
That's facts.
That's a word.
There's no pun, Ash, to you. But I think at the same time, we should
I don't
be
know
able to say,
Tyler
yo,
Perry personally, so nothing we say in here is gonna hurt my feelings.
Well, y'all stop talking
Yeah,
about my boss. Stop talking about me.
I just think we can all grow.
No, I love Tyler Perry. I think his storylines are great, very, very great. But again, I love his. Now the movies I get a different presentation. I get a different side of Tyler. But his storyline, he always gives us great storylines. That's something that allows you to think, allows you to kind of look over your life and kind of see where things, perspective. Like you kind of can relate to his movies. You kind of find yourself in there some way somehow. So I think his storylines and his overall whatever he's trying to do is comes off very well. But when it comes to the TV shows,
Well, I mean, you know what? I know Ja'Cory had something that he wanted to say. I know I got to get ready to jump in just a couple minutes, man. But I don't want to have you not comment or make your comments you were trying to say.
Oh no, I'm good. We good.
Are you good? Okay. Well, here's the one thing I know, man. Regardless of what our feelings are, one, people are watching. He still has ratings. He has tons of shows. One thing we know about Tyler Perry, for the ladies, he's always thinking about the ladies because here's what happens with the male actors. I don't think 90% of the guys that he has as actors can't act, but they look good. That's what it is. They're the eye candy for the women because the women are his bigger audience. It's going to be way more women watching what he has going on than men. So what he does is, in my opinion, I mean, obviously I'm not him.
No, he said this. He actually said this. If you were to watch his After series, he says all of this.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the guy actors are just there for eye candy. That's what they are there for. They are not great actors. None of them are great actors. Now I will say that on Sisters, the guy that plays Maurice, he is hilarious. He is hilarious. I don't know if he's a comedian in real life, but and I don't know if he's really homosexual or not. But if he isn't, he's playing the heck out of that role. And
thousand power.
In my opinion, he is a good actor because he helps make that show. They should have, in my opinion, a couple more scenes with him in it, and he should probably interact with the girls a little bit more. But that's Tyler Perry's Tyler Perry. Here's one thing I do know. Just looked it up. Tyler Perry, no matter what we say, is worth $1 billion. Not M, that's a B as in boy. $1 billion he is worth. So Ja'Cory, when you go get hired, holler at me. I would definitely roll with you, carry your bags, whatever we got to do. You know what I'm saying? We can set up a coffee stand, make sure he gets some coffee and a donut. But yeah, he's worth $1 billion. You can't hate him on that. And again, people are still watching this stuff. So it is what it is. All right, y'all. I want Yolanda mentioned something. And here's what I love about Shop Talk. With Shop Talk, we never know what's going to happen next. I promise you, this was not on my things to talk about, but since Yolanda mentioned it, it got my attention, and I want to throw this out here, and hopefully we'll get the birthdays before we get to the top of the hour. But I want to throw this out here. First of all, again, welcome to everybody who's hanging out with us. We've got so many people hanging out with us. Finally, Dede Felder is in the building. What is going on, Dede Felder? Shout out to Sherilyn Frazier, who is in the virtual building. Deborah Shirley Piggies, who says blessings to Tyler Perry. Sherilyn Frazier says, come on, Tyler, I ain't mad at you. It is all to the good. Glad to have all of y'all hanging out. My guy, Valentino, what is up, bro? What's up, man? Glad to have you hanging out with us as well. We got so many great people. Now, Valentino, I think we mentioned you a couple of weeks ago. You may not even been on the show, but we mentioned you a couple of weeks ago, man, giving you shout outs to always making us Bay Area artists look good, man. So I just want to, while you're here and listening, I want to give you that shout out, man. Thank you for doing all that you can to make us Bay Area artists look good and present us in the best way possible. your labors of love, man, will not be forgotten, man. So we definitely appreciate you. All right, y'all. I got a question because Yolanda mentioned it. I know she mentioned it probably in passing, but a lot of people are starting to use this phrasing, the GOAT. GOAT is spread out, meaning the greatest of all time. Uh, do you all think that we are using this phrase nowadays too loosely?
Yes.
This phrase is being used for everything. I mean, this person is the GOAT of barbering. This person is the GOAT of background singing. This person is the GOAT of, this, that, and the other. That particular phrase, the greatest of all time, was something that was very lightly used and was first used, to my remembrance, when we talked about the late, great Muhammad Ali, who was, of course, we know, the incredible boxer, lost a few times, but was the greatest champion. I think he was a 3-time heavyweight champion, highly documented, highly colored, and many people know all about him and his story. And he was mentioned as the GOAT. And then here comes Dede Felder. Dede Felder, man. Dede Felder comes up with I'm the GOAT of my husband. You know what, Dede Felder? Yeah. You should be. That is hilarious to me. And yeah, Ray, I hear you, man. He's saying that, he thinks that we're overusing it because people are using it with no established criteria. I mean, we're hearing it nowadays more with basketball players. Shout out to Stephen Curry, who is now the all-time leading three-point maker in NBA history. Now people are starting
GOAT status
into that GOAT conversation, when before it was Michael Jordan, and before him it was Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain or all these different people. And I'm using sports because that's where this whole, in my opinion, that it all came from. But now we're starting to use this particular phrasing for anything and everybody. So, I mean, my question, I'm going to go around the room. I'll start with you, Ashlyn. I mean, do we think that with this whole particular phrasing, the greatest of all time, is being used too much and in the wrong ways?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to get too deep with it because I don't know. I feel like I'm in a season of deep thinking. But I think that, this generation or this time, we don't really think we're going to be here for a long time. And so when we say greatest of all time, it's like the greatest today, because I think that so many of us are seeing, like I said, I'm not trying to get super deep, but I think that our time, what is it? Continuum. What is it, Detail? The time, the flex capacitor.
Got me on that one.
I'm just saying, y'all don't remember Back to the Future?
Oh, that was you're talking about. Yeah, no, I never watched that whole movie.
Oh, okay. Okay. We're gonna have a whole show about the fact that you didn't see Back to the Future. I think not.
I didn't see all the way through it. Different parts, different segments, different settings.
I can't stand you, Detail, really. But no, I do think it's definitely overused. It's like it's meant to be impactful, but I mean, we all the GOAT of something. I mean, all of us. I mean, I think everybody on here is the greatest of all time at something. So I think that it's fine for us to say that. It doesn't bother me one way or the other, but I do think that it's very interesting that we don't really have a sense of like all time. Like what even is time? Because tomorrow is really not promised. We may have said that in the past, and it's been very cliche. Yeah, tomorrow's not promised. Oh yeah, tomorrow is really not promised. Like really, for real. I mean, we have young people just here today, gone tomorrow. People in our immediate circles, family, friends, celebrities. It's like barely making it to 60 years old. I'm like, time is interesting right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I want to put something that Lady AJ said. She says our society is in such a need for something or someone to look up to. I agree. We don't really have role models, Erica, like we used to back in the day, because everybody wants to be great. Everybody wants to be. I mean, I heard somebody talking the other day. It was funny, but ultimately it was truthful, Demetrius. I mean, people was talking about, we no longer have youth pastors in our churches. Our churches have changed because nobody wants to be a youth pastor. Everybody wants to be the bishop today. They can't go through the proper channels. They got to be bishop. They got to be bishop today, because they got to work on their avenue of being the greatest of all time. So I mean, times have literally.
There's also no youth at the church right now. There's no youth at the church, so there's no need for a youth pastor because there's no youth at the church.
Well, and that's funny you mentioned that. No, we you know what? I tell you what. Let me hang my hat here just for a second. So you're right. I agree. Even at my church, as outstanding and as amazing as my church is, I've been at my church now 21 years, and I've seen a whole lot of things happen within that time period. And you're right. That age range of 17 to about 40, can't find them kids at church. Now, what happens is most 17-year-olds start moving off to college, and they start, leaving their area that they lived in, and they move to other different places. And depending on where they move to, they may or may not go to church because there's so much other things to do. So many other things catch their attention. Facebook has literally ruined this age range of 17 to 40, in my opinion. Social media, Twitter, and people still use Twitter, Instagram, and what's the latest one y'all use?
TikTok.
TikTok. All these type of things have grasped and gravitated our attention away from church and onto what's happening in social media. So yeah, I agree.
I'm just excited that I'm only 7 years past being part of the youth. You said till 40. That made me excited. That made my whole day. Wow, I'm only 7 years outside of being a youth. Thank you, D-Toll. That actually made my day. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And Lady AJ, I'm not going to touch that. But Lady AJ comes back with another great comment. She says, parents don't want to be parents. They want to be friends. Not me. Not me, child. I'm not the friend of none of my kids. You understand me? If I call one of them in here right now, they testify that I will whoop their tail right now. DJ's 25, and he said the wrong thing to me. I'm telling you, anything's liable to happen. I'm from that old school. I was 21 and still got a whooping from my mama. So listen, I'm from a different era. I'm a different type of parent. I'm not trying to be none of my kids' friends. I ain't trying to hang out with them. They don't do nothing but hee hee ha ha. Like what's going on, y'all? Hee 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 ha ha ha. Like what is so funny? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah. Anyway, Demetrius, man, we started talking about this whole greatest of all time thing, man, and the mere fact that everyone is using this GOAT phrasing. Man, tell me what you're thinking, man. You think people use it too often, or is there anything to it, or should I just leave it well enough alone?
I mean, for me, I don't really get into all that, the GOAT, because I think it is kind of a little overly excess. Because when I look at GOATs, I think of legends and icons, and that's based off of your body of work, and what you've been consistent in. So, we can call Ashlyn a GOAT, because she's been consistent in music. I mean, her body of work from Prince to Sunday's Best has been beyond what people could even imagine. Yolanda Moran, graphics, she could be the GOAT of graphics. I mean, she's done for celebrities, album cover. I mean, she's done so much. D-Toll, the GOAT of internet radio, like the longest running radio station on internet radio. Create different things, you the GOAT at one of the GOATs over there. Glad Tide is one of the longest standing members over there. Like, to me, GOATs are seeing someone as a GOAT is your body of work and consistency to that body of work. So like Walter Hawkins I consider him a GOAT, based off his body of work. Edwin Hawkins, a GOAT. Would you think Andre Crouch, different people, their body of work, the Winans, their body of work, it's so many, it's all based on that person's body of work. You can't call someone a GOAT because they put out one album, or they song on church every Sunday. Like, what else did they do? What's the body of work? What was accomplished behind that? And I think people aren't really gravitating to the true meaning of what a GOAT is. And it's kind of becoming just, a word that just loosely uses almost like slander.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's a good, piece of information that you shared, man. I definitely appreciate it. And I'm the GOAT of nothing. I'm the GOAT of being Demetrius Toll-Free. That's the only thing I'm the GOAT of, because for me, I'm still, everything else I do, I'm still learning every day. I'm still trying to reinvent myself with everything that I do, from from singing, from preaching, from playing.
But
I'm still
But
trying to learn.
you're still a goat, because here's what I look at when I think of people as a goat. What can we say about you when you're not here? I could pull out a Detour album and sing your songs. From when your first album. I could talk about Detour when he was at As One. I could talk about all me and my many friends that would travel around to go hear Detour and them sing the soul free. Like, your body of work in the Bay Area alone, you can consider yourself, a goat in your own right, because you have contributed and you have been consistent in what you have done, and you created a body of work that people can remember. Goats create moments. Goats create memories.
Okay, I'm not mad at you on that. Again, you're opening our eyes this evening, young man. You're doing a great job. So I like what you're saying, Yolanda. I definitely want to get your opinion on this. I look at you as one of our resident smart people as well. I know it's because of your mama and your daddy, but I definitely want to get your opinion on this as well. Again, you kind of caught my eye or caught my attention when you was mentioning someone you was talking about a little earlier in the show. You mentioned him as a goat. But tell me your thought about it. Do you think people are using the term too loosely? Are they using it properly? Are we not using it good at all? Or what's your particular thought? I won't see it in you right now. You're welcome.
So first of all, I used to go all the way around the bush and come back. I'm gonna try to do a better job at this. Yes, I do. I think we overly use the term, but I highly regard what Michi said. I think first I was gonna say yes, because I do think you have to earn it. I don't think it should just be something that should be tossed around. Like, I use Kurt Franklin. Kurt Franklin's definitely the GOAT. I mean, he's definitely, people can say what they want. You can like him, not love him. You can like him, not like him, love him, not love him. But you can't deny that this guy has changed the face of gospel music. Well, you don't have to like it, but it is true. In some ways, he made it better. And, it depends on who you are, the listener. So, a couple of thoughts. I think, first of all, it depends on the listener. It depends on the person consuming. It depends on how they see life, where they are, because this generation is totally different than my generation. My generation, SWV, they are the GOATs. Okay, what you say about them girls, they are the GOATs. But this generation, music is music, sports, all this stuff is consumed so differently. It used to be you had to work really hard to get into the music. I was telling someone today, it used to be a big deal to be in the booth. Huge, right? It used to be like, oh my God, I'm going to. Now it's just like you cut it in your, you cut a track in your car.
That's true. We was all trying to get a record deal. Everybody was trying to get a record deal. Yes.
Now people loaded up to CD Baby for $39.95. I mean, it's just lost its specialness. It used to be the day when it used to be a big deal to have a graphic designer. When I started doing graphics, this is the God's honest truth. I didn't even know girls did graphics because it was such a male-dominated field. It used to be a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
I still don't know any girls that do graphics. That's the thing.
Okay. Louisa does graphics. She's writing Oakland. I could name tons of girls. Everybody that sees Matthew Stevenson, there's the girl that does all that work. It's a girl. She's amazing. My point, I think we've lost the specialness with a lot of things. A lot of things have become very, very familiar. So it's like anybody can be the GOAT. But I do. So that's one side of me. But I agree with Demetrius. I think they are special moments. Oh, felt that in my Holy Ghost. That last a really, really long. I can't help on church. That last a really long time. So this is no shade. I like Cardi B. I like her hustle. I don't know how long. WAP, is that how you say it right? I don't know how long WAP will last. Okay, there's no shade. I just don't know if it'll be around 5 years from now. Sam Cooke has been gone longer than I've been alive. And change is going to come. Still works. It's still relevant. Michael Jordan hasn't played ball in a long time. I believe people are going to be wearing Jordans 30 years from now.
I can't lift my foot, but I got some on right now.
Listen, so I agree with him. Without going on, I agree with Demetrius. It's very impactful moments. I feel that in my Sean Doe, it is very impactful moments that set those type of people apart. Taking a huge leap of faith to do something that no one else is doing, being weird when you think you're regular. I think that's what makes a person a GOAT.
That's major. That's major. I like the way you're thinking. I see you, Diamond Fee. She said she has a whole collection of Jordans. I get it.
Man.
He hasn't played in a long time. I want to throw on the screen one more time what my guy Ray Kemp said. Man, I'm honored that you would even say such a thing. He says, Dito, we have had this conversation about you and your place as a Bay Area great that you are. Man, again, bro, I appreciate the comment. Again, I'm every day trying to change to be even better than who I was yesterday, man. But the mere fact that you would take the time to write that, man, it means a whole lot. Demetrius, the comments that you mentioned a little bit earlier, thank you, man. It means a whole lot. I just look at myself as someone, as another person, another brick in the cement, and into the fabric of the fiber of what we call this Bay Area, man. There's so many pieces, so many things that happen, so many great people who have come through the Bay Area that have left an indelible impression upon us. You know what I'm saying? As one of you just mentioned, the Hawkins, Lawrence Matthews is a great to me. For me, this is just me. He is my personal vocal GOAT of the Bay Area. Lawrence Matthews is, y'all don't know, Lawrence Matthews is 60 and is still killing kids,
Killing it.
19, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45. Lawrence Matthews has reached 60 years old, and he's still out here killing as he was when he was a teenager. And so, someone like him, for me, he has left an indelible impression upon me and so many others. I mean, myself, Donnell Garrett as well is another person who has been majorly influenced by Lawrence Matthews. We grew up on him. He was our musician at our church for many, many, many years. And a lot of the ways that I play now, Ray Kemp, you may not even know this, but a lot of ways that I play right now was influenced by Lawrence Matthews, man. He's an incredible singer, but as well as a musician. He's an incredible organ player, songwriter, pianist, all those great things. So, but I do definitely appreciate all of the comments that you all have made. I'm looking up at the clock, y'all. We don't have a chance to do
I
nothing.
want to add something to what you're saying, Dito, because I think that what also makes you a legend, like, somebody that we all look up to, especially here in the Bay Area, your humility.
Mm-hmm.
You're super humble. You would never call yourself a GOAT. And I think that so many people, I mean, the thing is, people are self-proclaiming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. Every other line, I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. I mean, so to me, what puts it, you head and shoulders above the rest, you're super humble. You're super humble. And that to me is like, it's one of your best qualities. It really is one of your best qualities, because you can walk into a room and the whole entire room knows if a mic toss happens, it's best to come to Dito, because Dito is going to throw down on the mic. But not only as a singer, as a radio host, as a station owner and manager, as a father, as a husband, as a minister of music, as an MD, as a host of event. I mean, come on, man. You like for real. Yes, Dito, you the GOAT.
Can I say this thing with Ashton just add on to?
Absolutely.
Holy God. Sorry, I can't help it. You don't have to tell a GOAT it's a GOAT. It knows it's a GOAT.
Come on, preach now.
A GOAT doesn't try to be a snake. A GOAT doesn't try to be a pig. A GOAT is a GOAT, right? You don't have to tell them that. They know that's what they are. They play their part. They do what they're supposed to do. Whatever they were created to do, they do that. So I think a lot of times when people end up in those spaces, they were never really trying. I saw something in a group, in a background singing group. Somebody said, "Oh man, I'm starting to sound like Vanessa B. I got to work on myself." Well, honey, tell me what you're doing, because Vanessa's pretty difficult to emulate. First of all, the lady is a GOAT. I don't care what y'all say. She's pretty difficult to emulate even at 60 plus years old. But again, she wasn't seeking that. She told me sitting down at the table, I was graced, and never bragging, Grace is sitting with her, and she said, I don't know where this came from. I've been singing like this all my life. She was never trying to be that. So to you, Demetrius, I'm sure you were never trying to be that. I think it's just when you are who you are, we have to learn to be okay with who God stamped us to be. And when we learn to be okay with that, you just walk into the space, the blessings, the love, the peace, the joy, the millions you're supposed to walk into. It's when you try to be something you're not that you get the problem. So I would never I appreciate the love. I would never stamp myself as a goat because I'm just trying to be the Yolanda I was supposed to be. And maybe 30 years from now, somebody say, oh, she was the goat. Okay, then. But
Hmm. But the thing about it is, goats are not self-proclaimed. Spike Lee said that when they
ever.
first started circulating. Goats are not self-proclaimed.
Never.
They don't. You don't say I'm a goat. They people put it out there. LeBron, he never said I'm a goat. They put it out there. Goats are not self-proclaimed.
I get it. I'm not mad at y'all. As a matter of fact, and again, I appreciate all the love, all the comments. I saw Leah Marie talking about we're giving Detail his flowers tonight. I want to put back on the screen what Lady AJ said, because this right here is good right here. She says her pastor says, do the job and the title will come. I love that. That alone is good preaching material. Do the work, do the job, and then everything else will come along. I guess,
That's good.
for the lack of trying to preach, which I'm not trying to, if you just be a ruler over little things, if you just work on the small stuff, the Lord said He'll make you ruler over many. So I mean, if you just work on the small stuff, thank you, Williams Brothers, just sweep around your own front door.
That's right.
And before you try to sweep around mine, and you never know what door may open, never know what window may open. I still believe the right person is going to hear me in terms of my singing. I haven't put out any new music. Refuge is I still use my artist app through Apple. My album is 11 years old and people still 12 years old and people are still listening to it every week. I am so humbled by that people are still keeping my music in rotation in their playlist and still playing me, in their ear when they're at the gym and wherever else they are. I don't know what is going to happen for me musically. I don't know. But I still believe that I'm just one ear away. I'm just one ear away from getting to the next level as a singer. I just need to be heard by the right person one time, and I think some doors will actually open for me. And wherever I go, y'all know I'm taking everybody that I can with me. Thank you, Tracy J. Wilson. She says she plays me every day, and I appreciate it. Leah Marie.
Absolutely.
She says she's now the GOAT of passing up Chick-fil-A,
That's hilarious.
flying her own. I'm not mad at you.
I think we can take that into 2022 just as a note, for all of us. I was on a sort of a leadership meeting this afternoon or this morning, excuse me. And one of the things was, are you taking ownership of what it is that you're doing? Are you somebody who says, oh, well, you didn't tell me, I didn't know? Are you late to things, or do you forget to do things, or are you taking ownership of what it is, of what you've been called to do? How small or big you think the position might be. But I think in this season, like she said, you do the work with excellence and the title will come. If you feel like you're being overlooked, are you operating as an owner, taking dominion of what you've been given, right? God has put you in the position that you're in, high, low, somewhere in the middle. It doesn't matter. You are in position to be a blessing and to grow God's kingdom. So I think in 2022, it's like, life, that the way that we knew it or know it is changing, ever changing. What are you doing to be an owner? What are you doing to take ownership of what God has given you?
That's good stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. As a matter of fact, listen, y'all, I am looking up at the clock. First of all, let me just thank everybody for hanging out with us. We're trying something new with the evening edition, and I think I like it so far. You guys have been hanging out with us the whole time and making things happen. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Demetrius, any closing comments, man? Final thoughts?
God bless you all. You all has been truly amazing. Definitely glad to always be here. love somebody. 2022, get yourself together and just let God have his way this year. Can we just let go and let God, like for real? Like for real, for real. And let me tell you something. If you need a little help, go download Ashland's song, Have Your Way. Let me tell you, that thing tears me up every time I hear it. But yes, God bless you all. Peace and love.
Good stuff, man. Appreciate it. Yolanda, any closing comments, man? Final thoughts.
To add on to what Ashlyn said, she said something. She said you've been passed up. Sometimes you've been passed up to be protected. Every door is not a door. And so there are often times when you feel like this person didn't help you, this person didn't help you, but you couldn't see into the future. And sometimes, oftentimes, God doesn't allow certain things to happen you to protect you from something that you can't see. So don't be like the man at the Bethesda pool. Get up and help yourself get to where you need to go.
That's good stuff. I like that. I like it. Listen, tonight has been absolutely amazing. Thank you all, no matter how you was watching, whether you watched on the Shop Talk or Freedom Radio pages on Facebook, whether you watched us on YouTube, or if you just listened to us audibly on Freedom Radio or the Freedom Radio app. We want to say thank you. As we get ready to go, listen, I think she hit a good thing. She hit a good point. And she gave me some good words, I believe, for us to leave on. Until the next time on this same Shop Talk network, at this same Shop Talk time, maybe what Ashton was trying to say was this.
I wish above all things that you would prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Take dominion. Above all things, take dominion.